Alrighty, it's my last day at the post office as an ARC. My truck is full to the point I cannot see or move, per the norm. I have my thermometer set up because there's no other way to document how hot these trucks get with no air conditioning. I do have a fan over there that blows and it just circulates the hot heat around. So my first digital thermometer, which I just turned on and is still adjusting, is currently saying 81. I'm going to be keeping it here. And then I also have an analog thermometer, which is reading about the same, right around 80. So it is currently 10:20 a.m. 10:20 a.m. I'm just about to leave the parking lot. I'm going to be documenting the temperature throughout the day on June 19th, Juneteenth, a Sunday in 2022 in Georgia. The heat's going to be bad, so here we go. It has gone up to 90 degrees in the truck. It is currently right at 11 o'clock, so that took about 40 minutes to do the entire apartment complex. It's hot. I already finished my first body armor, and now I'm starting on my second drink. And yeah, we'll see how this continues to go throughout the day. I have my digital thermometer over here in the open air with me, so it's actually varying a lot, like as the fan and I open and shut the door. Like it's showing 87 currently because I just turned the fan on it directly. You can see on the max is 90. That's just, it tells you the highest number it's read recently, and it was 90. So that's what it was in my truck a second ago. And according to my thermometer that sits at my feet, it is actually 100 degrees. So you can tell the difference of this is sitting down at my feet where all the heat is radiating from the truck. It's actually melted the bottoms of my shoes. I'm having to wear different shoes because my other ones got big holes melted in them. And even these, you can see, those aren't worn spots. That's where it's melted flat. These shoes are very new. But the bottom gets so hot that it actually melts the rubber on my shoes. And these are work grade slip resistant shoes. So that tells you just how hot my feet get. So yeah, the thermometer down at my feet, that's in my backpack. It's not even flat against the metal like my feet are. Down here, which, let me see if I can flip it around. Down here where my feet are, here on the ground is where it's very hot. And here's my backpack. It sits next to me typically. And that's where the other thermometer is that shows it's 100. The one that's here and just floating around the cabin with the air getting blown onto it, this is my tray where all my packages go. It's the one that it varies a little bit because also when I'm driving in the neighborhood and can have this door open, I get some wind blowing in from there, which is my air conditioning. So that's this update. We'll see what continues to happen throughout the day. Figured I'd just do some more documenting as I drive around. Hopefully you can hear me over the very loudness of my truck. So, yeah, when we were trained, we were taught that you're supposed to get 25 packages an hour, 25 drop-offs an hour, and I'm not fast, but I definitely go more than...
Merge left on Russell Parkway.
I definitely do more than my quota. So at the last apartments that we just went to, I had 25 packages. Not all of them were on the manifest, because my co-workers like to throw things in the bin without scanning them.
2 miles ahead, turn right on Springwood Drive.
So I had 25 packages at that one stop, and I got done in 40 minutes, which includes driving over there. So I got done in about 30 minutes. So that's pretty much 2 times as fast as you have to do it. It helps when there's small packages I can put in cluster boxes. That really speeds things up, and I can put things in the mailbox. But generally I make, I think, about 30 deliveries an hour. So definitely better than the bare minimum. I would do faster, but I am not exactly in the best health to be doing a job like this. The heat really gets to me. I have heat intolerance, which in this job is like a death sentence. So I know, lady, I'm getting to 400 as fast as we legally can. That's another thing too, is I drive the speed limit and I follow all the traffic laws, and I know most of my coworkers don't do that, and I think that's why they can go faster, because if you speed everywhere, yeah, you'll get your deliveries done faster, but excuse me that I'm trying to follow the law and be safe. As an example of some of the stuff I've been dealing with, I just got a call from my supervisor, which is weird because she only ever calls to complain about things, and one, I've never done anything for anyone to complain about, and two, I'm always back on time or early, and the day just started, so I didn't know what she was already going on about. But she called and asked me if I had a package for such and such address. I don't know. I don't have them memorized. I checked in my manifold. Yes, I had one. All right. Yes, I do. And then she was like, well, the customer is here. And even though it sounded like she's on the phone with them, but she called on her cell phone. She also does not usually call on her cell phone. So I think that she just had them on the phone. Because I could hear talking in the background that sounded like a speakerphone. And she's like, well, the customer is here and they need it. Okay. Then she's like, well, what time do you think you'll get it to them? We don't guarantee a time on delivery. Y'all are lucky if we deliver it the correct day because of the Amazon trucks sometimes don't come in on time. Okay, we do our best, but the post office does not guarantee. Oh no, you fell down. The post office does not guarantee a date of delivery, unless from anything from Amazon. If it comes in on the truck, we take it out. If your truck didn't arrive in time, we don't take it out. That's Amazon's problem. We just contract with Amazon. So they want to know, well, what time are you going to get to her? I don't know. Whenever I get it to her, we have a set route. Once I get done with everyone else leading up to her house, I'll get to her house. These scanners are not very good. Alright. In you go. Where are we going next? 317. So I looked at to see where this person's package was on my route. And I looked at the stop number and the package number. I was like, maybe in an hour. And so she told her an hour. And she's like, well, they need it today. They have a function and she needs it. Okay. That's great. Maybe she should have ordered it earlier. Her lack of planning is not my emergency. You're looking all over the place. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to be rude to customers, but if you needed something by a certain date, you should have, one, ordered it earlier, or two, paid extra for expedited shipping. And also, you know that these aren't guaranteed for a certain time. We get there when we get there. So that was just an example of her giving me grief over something which isn't my problem or my issue for no good reason. And this is just one example of the many, many things we have to deal with. I just finished the problem package person that called. So I figured it'd be a good time to do another temperature check. 100, it's like 100-ish. On this one, and 93 on the digital. So, a little bit hotter. Feet are about the same. It hasn't been super a lot of time change yet. It's not even noon. Not even noon. Anyway, so that's the temperature right now on the truck. I'm at stop 24 out of 74. So stops wise, I'm a third of the way. As far as packages go, I'm maybe a quarter of the way because some of the stops have like 30 packages. I am currently on stop 44 of my route. It is 12:15. Let me stop you for lunch in a second. For reference, it is currently 84 degrees outside. That is what the temperature actually is. In my truck, My digital thermometer says 95, with the max having been 96 just a second ago. And the thermometer, 101, down here at my feet is currently still what it was before, right around 100. So that's what it is, and we're not even to the hottest part of the day. It's supposed to be, what's the weather for it? So I told you it's currently 84 outside. The high is supposed to be 92. So it's still 8 degrees cooler outside than it's going to be, and in my truck it's already 96. So we'll see what happens. The time is currently 12:36:37. I am going to be stopping for a lunch break because the heat is very much getting to me. This is my hands right now. I know it's not my blood sugar because I've actually been keeping up really good with it. Drinking these really helps. But I'm getting, it's fuzzy in my head, and my heart's pounding, and I'm very trembly, and I know it's just the heat. It's currently 96 in my truck. This one hasn't changed, so either it's broken or it really is still right at 100. Now down at my feet, feels hotter than that, but that might just be me. I've drunken 3 things this size, 2 body armors, and then a tea. Very dehydrated, feeling dizzy. I am gonna go have some lunch just to get in the building with some AC for a bit. Alrighty, back from lunch, and it is 100 in my truck. And about 101, maybe 102 on that one. So yeah, I'm about to get back out in there and get to those next apartments. Okay, so the time is, what is the time? 2:22, bunch of 2s. My thermometer says 110, my digital one, and then my other one says about the same. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because depending on which angle you hold it, whether or not it's at the 110 or not. But it's definitely over 100 on both people. So, yeah, that's fun. I'm getting close to being done with my route. 74, 75 stops. About 140 packages today. And I'm on stop 68 right now. So, almost done. Okay, so it's 2:35. I just dropped my last package off for my route. So like I said, I make pretty good time. I'm not the fastest person in the world, but I'm definitely not the slowest. The max temp that my truck got to, from what I can tell, is 110 to like 115. And also remember, I told you that the temperature today is like, it's just now getting to 90 degrees. That's not nearly as hot as it has been lately, and we're only in June. The hottest months of the summer are August. So just imagine how much worse that gets. Lately it's been almost like 100. So, I mean, I'm too tired to do mathematical calculations, but I mean, that means the truck is probably, if it's right now already over 20 degrees hotter inside my truck than it is outside. I mean, whoa, that's really bad. So anyway, very glad today is my last day. It's too hot for people who don't have health issues to be out here. Yeah, I'm going back now. I'm about to go back to the office now that I'm done with my route. But I know our new supervisor has a really sucky system of punishing anyone who actually gets done early or on time by making us take all the stuff that got left behind by the slow people. It's because that makes sense. Instead of making them do their own stuff when they come back, whoever comes back first, which is usually me and like 2 or 3 other people, we always have to take their stuff. So I fully expect that they'll. Sometimes I just tell her no, which I'm not supposed to do, but sometimes I just physically can't do it, and she doesn't respect that. So, but today, with it being my last day, whatever. She has something for me. I won't be happy about it, but I'll do it. Okay, so I just finished delivering the last package of the day, I think. I went and picked up about 50 packages to help someone who's new, just because there's a lot going on. And the thermometer at my feet has consistently been above 110. And then the one next to me got up to 110. Right now it's 105. That's because the breeze has been blowing. Man, I look like a mess. I look terrible. But empty truck. Empty truck. Yay. So we are headed back now on what should be my last trip driving the mail truck as an employee at the post office. Today has been bittersweet. I'm very, very happy that this is my last day. Anyone who knows me knows how much of a terrible job this has been because of the management. I mean, the heat in the truck, that with my medical issues has been a big struggle. It really has, but that's not anyone's fault. It's the post office's fault for not giving us trucks that have air conditioning when they do make them, but nobody ever uses them. They use the same trucks that are from like the 60s and 70s. But anyway, almost I know that's not like my management fault. That's a post office in general as a federal government entity problem. But management, which is a fixable person problem, is my biggest issue as to why I left. And I won't be missing that. There are some good people at my post office, so don't get me wrong, it's not like everybody's terrible. It's just the current supervisor staff is all terrible. Not all the employees. There's actually quite a few very good people, hardworking people who work there. I've made some friends, and I've met some good people. So today's been bittersweet because I know I'm never going to get to work with them again. Driving the mail truck when it was cold was a lot of fun. Like during the winter, I loved this job. It's just hot. And when it was colder, I actually really enjoyed the delivery part. Yeah, the boxes are heavy, but it was a good workout. Driving the truck is kind of chaotic. Reminds me of driving a go-kart or like a four-wheeler or something. Also, you're not supposed to be able to switch gears on an automatic. I'm just saying, while you're driving. But on these you can, and you kind of have to. I don't think a lot of people do, which is why the transmissions go out so bad. But on these, they don't automatically shift into second gear. So they just, you know. So you might hear it get louder and see me do my little shifty arm. It's because I'm switching it in and out of second gear as I'm driving. Which means I pretty much never go over about 45 miles an hour. Even on the highways and stuff where you're supposed to be faster, it can't get higher than that. It just kind of tops out. I have a speedometer on my phone, I've checked it. I've never been able to get over 45. Like I said, old trucks they refuse to fix, even when we turn in tickets. My resignation letter was very blunt about a lot of the issues going on in the management and the way employees are treated. It's hard when you're leaving and it's on a bad note to make it positive. Because like I said, not everything was bad. It's just some things are bad. So at the end I tried to wrap it up nice, and I was like, I don't know if I can recover from this. You know, I don't know if I can wrap this together. I didn't mention names, specific names of anyone who did anything wrong. The only names I mentioned in my resignation letter are the people who did good, and I made sure to call them out by name because I want people to know that they aren't the ones that were involved. And I made sure to mention him by name and say, you know, like this got worse after he left, so like he wasn't part of the problem. And also just thanking him for, you know, hiring me, You know, it was very good when it was good. I'll put it that way. And I've really needed this job. If I could still work it, I still need this job. But it's come to the point, and it came to the point where I was realizing I was doing it was so taxing on my emotional, physical, and psychological health. I won't say no money in the world will compensate for bad managers, because I'm just saying, if I was buckets and buckets of money, I would probably tolerate a little better than I do. For only a couple $100s a month, because I'm only required on Sundays, and because of my health, I can't come in more than the days I'm required. It's just too hot. I get way too sick. And I can't sacrifice my entire well-being for that. But yeah, and also they just need to fire some of these supervisors. I don't know how these people got their jobs. They don't know how to do basic things. They're very unprofessional. It's very bad. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna sign off. That's kind of a weird note to end on. But yeah, just me and my empty truck, my lovely old, there's my fan, there's my Dr. Pepper, me and my lovely old truck. We're about to turn into work. So, be my last time in here. So I'm saying goodbye to my 103-degree truck right now. I will miss that.